So if we're going to choose to be faithful managers with what God has given us, the first thing we've got to do is very simply to develop a spending plan. What's a spending plan? Simply put, it's a budget. But oftentimes we don't like that word budget. It feels constraining and confining. But it's actually just the opposite. A spending plan is really just being intentional upfront about how you're going to spend your money. And oftentimes what people will find when you develop a spending plan, you find out that you have more money than you think you do, because you can figure out where you've been spending your money, and you can make choices, you can make changes, so you can actually put your money where you want it to go, rather than just having your money manage you and end up going wherever the moment takes you. It takes time to prepare a budget. It takes time to plan. But the Bible encourages us to plan. In fact, Proverbs 22:5 says, "Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty." So it's going to take time, but investing in a budget, being specific and intentional about how you're going to spend your money, that's key. And that's very biblical, to actually invest in a plan. There's so many tools out there, especially today, that we can use to budget and to plan. Many of you have probably used Quicken. Money is another program out there. In the day of computers and technology, there's so much that we can do. A program that I've been using for a few months, which is absolutely free, is Mint.com. It's fabulous, and it's absolutely free. It basically tracks your spending in real time. It tracks your assets, it tracks everything, and it can tell you whether you're on budget or whether you're off budget. And so in the middle of the week, in the middle of the month, you can get on there and you can look and you can see, hey, I'm within my budget, or maybe I need to curb my spending because I'm out of my budget. I'm not meeting my goals. So find whatever works for you. Paper and pencil might be the best for you. If you're not really computer savvy, that works. But the whole point is to just have a plan for spending your money, to be intentional. One thing that having a spending plan does for us is it helps to avoid impulse buying. We are all prone to this. I remember shortly after Christmas, one day Eddie and I were walking through Walmart, and of course they were having fabulous sales, and so we somehow made our way to the electronics section, and they had these great 50-inch screen TVs, flat screens, and so I'm just there kind of looking at them, and I had no plan to buy a TV. It had not really crossed my mind before now, but suddenly I find myself in Walmart, and there's sales and there's bargains. And I actually even said to him, hey, you know what, look at this. Maybe, what do you think? Maybe we should buy it. It's a great price. Fortunately, I caught myself and I realized, wait a minute, this is complete impulse. And I literally said to him, you know what, let's get out of here. Let's just leave. And so we did. But if I had not already had a spending plan, already had a budget, and gotten to that place of realizing, wait a minute, I'm about to make an impulse purchase, and this isn't a part of my budget. Now I could do it, but do I want to make this decision in the middle of Walmart when all these TVs are screaming at me for their attention? No. So, get out of that situation. And this is what happens to us often when we don't really have a plan for spending our money. Because planning leads to prosperity, but shortcuts lead to poverty. So I encourage you, if you don't already have a budget, or maybe you've got one but you really don't look at it often, it's not working for you, look for something that's going to work for you. Because having a spending plan, having a budget is key to being able to be a faithful manager.